Hi, here's a few American habits that I dragged back with me to the UK. Welcome, Steffi from across the pond and back. Okay, so I thought it'd be interesting just to reflect on some things that seem to have stuck with me since I moved back here, and I never had them before I left. Okay, first one, have my little list here. So I feel like I've kind of inherited them as well. Number one, asking for a to-go box. So I feel like wherever I go, if I do go out to eat, which is not that often, not as often as it was in the USA because it just costs too much, really. But the to-go box seems to be like the normal thing over there. The portions are usually quite large, aren't they? And usually I don't finish what I'm eating, and I'm glad to take home what I paid for. So over here, I kind of got stuck with that and used to that. So whenever I do go out, I'm kind of looking around for, could I please have a little to-go box? So I get a mixture of reactions with that. Oftentimes it's okay, but sometimes it can be okay, like that. So the to-go box is definitely something that I got used to. I love the idea of it. In the end, it took me some getting used to, but in the end, I absolutely loved it because I could enjoy my meal the next day, and we felt like we were getting our money's worth anyway. So over here, there's usually not enough to even take home, I have to say. The food can be nice. It can be nice, but usually there's not enough. Okay, next one. I have found that my taste buds have actually changed. And yes, you could argue that too much salt is bad for you. I'm assuming we're talking about the usual, iodized salt, because sea salt usually, in my opinion, is quite good for us. Obviously, not too much. We don't go to extremes, but I do like some salt on my food. And I've noticed since I've been here, and especially if I do go out, and even things that you buy at the store, they're quite unsalty, I've noticed. So it's a bit the other extreme. So I've noticed I like my salt. And my hubby over there used to absolutely love the salt. And my daughter, when she came over to visit, she used to look in horror at the amount of salt that he was putting on his food. I always remember her face, because she was trying to look out for him and doing what she thinks is best. But in the UK, it seems to be the thing not to put salt or too much on our food. And likewise with the salad dressing, because when I first got married to my American husband and I moved over there, I just didn't think I needed salad dressing. I used to have salad cream, which there's a difference, isn't there? For British people and any expats here who've been here for a while, they'll know salad cream's quite different, really. But now, guess what? I'm used to the salad dressing, especially Caesar salad. Not really ranch. I know ranch is like, you know, uh, almost worshipped over there in the States, but I'm not really a ranch lover, but I do like some salad dressing nowadays. And salad cream's all right, but I like the salad dressing. Isn't that strange? Because before I went, of course, again, I didn't eat any at all. All right, next one, swapping seats in a theatre. My son and I went to a music concert recently, a really nice, kind of fairly low-key music concert. And to start with, we had fairly rubbish seats. And I said to my son, look, we'll see if anyone goes over there, and it was close to the front. If they don't, when it starts, we'll go over there. And no worries, if they come, those people come, then we will do the honours and give them their seats. So we went over there and no one turned up for those seats, and so we ended up having better seats near the front. I do definitely think that's an American habit, or at least it's something that you do more in America, because over here, before I went to America, I wouldn't have even had the guts to do that, because it's this is your seat and that's your seat. It's much more rigid over here. So yeah, that's something else I've noticed I've got a lot more confidence with nowadays. Saying hi to people I don't know. I almost did it this morning on my way out in the car to somewhere, and I didn't. I was passing in the car, but if I'd been passing on foot, I would have maybe waved and said hi. But I get such a strange look. That's the problem. And I'm wondering if they think that I'm all right. Maybe I'm drunk, or maybe I'm just a bit out there, saying hi. But really, I'm just trying to break the ice and be friendly on my way past. So that's definitely, absolutely 100% an American habit. So I'm just so glad that I got it. Um, it's definitely a plus. I think that's a praise to the USA in that respect. I know I'm not saying the US is perfect, by the way, and I had some really interesting comments on my last video, extremely valuable and interesting comments. Of course, no one's saying it's perfect by any measure at all, but I'm just kind of pinpointing the pluses here. All right, so these are the habits that I've kind of acquired or inherited. Um, Waiting for the bill. I the last time that I went for a meal out, I was literally doing that because I'm used to the servers and the waiters over there, waitresses, whatever, in America, and they were literally, as we know, a little bit the other extreme, isn't it? It's like in and out, coming up every few minutes. How are things? You okay, or whatever they're saying in their American accent, and then the bill comes like halfway through the meal sometimes, doesn't it? But here, it's more or less the opposite, and they'll often just wait until you go up, and you actually have to go and find them and ask for your bill, which I think that's a plus point overall. Looking at things objectively, out of the two, I would rather that. If I'm paying money to go and sit in that restaurant or someone else's, it's nice to be able to have more time. So in that respect, I really think that the British way or the English way is much preferable. But it's still an American habit that I have, waiting for the bill for it to come to me when I've learned now after a couple of times. Okay, next one. Now, this is, you could equate it to when Americans will ask you, oh, hey, how you doing? English people will ask you, hi, are you right? But the way they ask it is like I've just done, in a concerning almost. Every time I've heard that, really, more or less, every time it's been, you're right, because it gives the impression that they're asking, are you okay? Are you all right? And so, of course, naturally, I'm taking them pretty literally. I should be used to it. And some people might just raise their eyes and think, yeah, you should be, you're British. But remember, 18 years in the States, I kind of got used to different methods or different things. So I would say that I have had to get in tune with them again. And I've learned now that it just simply means hey or hi and then go on your way. It doesn't mean give me a rundown of how your day's gone. Are you happy, sad, whatever. It just means hi. So I have to remember that. I have to apply it like they will do the hey, how are you doing thing, similar thing. Just have to remember that it's not inquiring about actually are you okay or not. It's just saying hey, hi. All right, so looking for refills. This is when we first got here, my son and I, and we had to get used to it. My son grew up in the States, my younger son, and so looking for refills because they are not here. I have yet to go in any place here where they offer a free refill of anything, except for tap water, of course. So yeah, refills definitely. That's an American habit. I've got used to it, and I'm not a massive soda drinker. I hardly ever drink the sodas in restaurant, but it's nice if you get a coffee and they come up and would you like a fill up of your coffee. It's really nice. So I kind of got used to that as well after a few years. And I really appreciate it. So I appreciate that American hospitality here there, sorry. So ice in drinks, I can actually enjoy like a long drink, with some squash, ribena, or whatever, or you know, shorts and mix or whatever it is, I can enjoy it without the ice, but I do kind of look for the ice. So I enjoy that, you know, that nice crisp coldness that you get with the ice cubes rattling in the glass. I got used to that. That's definitely more of an American habit. I remember when I first got married to my American hubby, and he came over to meet people over here, and that was one of the things that he said that most of the things didn't get to him, you know, with the roundabouts and things like that. But the ice, the lack of ice, whenever we went out, or even in the grocery stores buying ice, it's not so readily available. So that is something that he missed, you know. And I, at that time, when we first got married, I didn't really miss it because it wasn't an American habit yet. Okay, putting eggs in the fridge. I'm going through these quite quickly today, but I just wanted to give you a quick little look at some of these American habits, and I'm sure I can think of a few more as well that are kind of tagged along with me as I got back. But putting eggs in the fridge, I find myself immediately putting them in there as soon as we get home. Don't really need to. They can be stored in there, but we don't have the same regulations as over in the States. You know, they're prepared or washed or whatever in the States. I think that's the reason, isn't it? So they haven't got that layer on the eggs that apparently can preserve them a little bit, and they can stay out. We actually buy them on the shelves. I don't know whether you guys know that. The Brits obviously know that, but I'm saying across the pond. All right, last one for today. Thinking in gallons and inches and feet. So when I was buying furniture for my house when I moved here, I kept looking for, you know, on Facebook Marketplace or something for the measurements, and they would come up in centimeters. Well, of course, I learned centimeters at school. I know what centimeters are. I know I can work it out if necessary, but my brain's thinking, you know, I've inherited that going back to the imperial measurements again, and especially with petrol. I really have to sit down and work that out. So when they say, you know, like American friends of mine say, well, how much is the gas over there? And say, well, it's such and such a per litre. So I have to work it out. You know, it doesn't take that long, but it's a kind of an extra step, you know. So all of these things I've noticed in my kind of psyche and my thinking, and of course the date is an extra one that I can add in there. Now, the date, it wasn't such a massive thing. It was a bit like driving on the left because I grew up here, and I did a lot, you know, before I went to the States, like went to university and all that stuff and learned to drive, you know. So going back to the English date and the left side of the road, it wasn't a biggie. But I think the actual living ones that I've shared today are the main things. And I just laugh when I found myself doing them because, as my son often tells me, I've been Americanized. So, you know, like it or not like it, that's the break. So this is a little fairly short video today. I just wanted to say hi. I was walking out again. I try and make the most of the nice blue, bright sky. Still got my my hopeful sunglasses. It actually has been pretty sunny here today, but cold. Anyway, I will look forward to talking to you guys later. Please look into my last couple of videos. If you've got time, I'll be glad to see you on the channel. Keep in touch. Speak to you guys later. Cheerio.